Tonight we're going to be discussing the cultural significance of famous painters and sculptors who live in a sewer. What are we talking about again?
Talking about Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Coming to you from parts unknown, it's Van Scapling talking comics, graphic design, and art. Sit back and enjoy tonight's episode.
Hello, Van Van here. Today I'm joined by Lily. She has her YouTube channel where she makes these little short, very strange little videos. But she is one of the biggest turtle fans, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle fans of this modern era I've ever met. Now, when I was a young person and the Turtles were first appearing on the scene in the black and white books, everyone was talking about it. And when I got a little bit older, I think a Dollar Tree in our mall had these great reprints from first comics or first graphic novels or whatever of the Turtle, the original Tmnt comic books in a large format. I'm holding them, you can't see them, but I'll pop them up on the screen if needed. But I got all four with what little money I had in my pocket as a young person, and these are well worn because I've read them over and over again. So you can imagine my disappointment when I saw the cartoon for the first time on my local UHF Channel 17, which is now a Fox affiliate, but at the time it was independent. And the difference is that where the comic is more serious and takes itself seriously, even though it is a parody of the Daredevil books at the time and the ninja movies that were real popular at the time, it still takes itself seriously in its fighting, its styling, storytelling. But the rest of it, you know, in the cartoon, it ignores all that. So there's no parody. It's just bad jokes and people brandishing weapons they rarely use. They made up for that when it came to the last few seasons of the first run Ninja Turtle cartoons, where they tried to be more like the films. The three films of the TMNT were really, really fun to watch. I went to see the first two with my friend Chris Busey, who's no longer with us. I knew about the third one, but I didn't get to go see it with him. I didn't see it till years later, and I really enjoyed it. I have them on DVD now, as does Lily, who's joining us here in the Visual Comics studio. Lily, your favorite Turtle, you know, there's not Turtle, but your favorite TMNT version of the Turtles is the 2012 series. What can you tell us about the 2012 series?
It is made by Cironelli, which is the same person that makes Teen Titans, one of the original ones, not the first one.
You talking about the designs?
Yeah, the designs.
Teen Titans Go, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, not Teen Titans Go, just Teen Titans.
Okay.
And it's basically the same thing, but it's with the Turtles, and it's written really well, but it's written like they're actual teens.
I watched some of these with you. Some of them I really liked, and some of them I don't, because they're going with what the original comics have, then they veer off in some oddball direction, but it's still fun to watch. There's a couple of things I don't like, and we'll get to those in a minute. Well, we'll go ahead and do it now. We're right here. But first, tell me about your favorite story from that cartoon series from 2012.
Well, I do really like the first episode because it's really cool. It looks like a video game and it's animated quite different than any other animated show that I have seen.
Now, this was animated with a computer, right? It's computer animated, yeah.
And the story is okay. It's not the best.
But what's your favorite one of all the
I
stories?
would think probably that one because I don't really have a favorite. I like them all.
There you
And
go.
I think that if you wanted to, you could watch them all and they're really good.
That is cool. Out of the four turtles on the 2012 series, which one is your favorite?
I like Donatello because he's smart and he's not dumb and he actually works well and he's pretty funny.
Do you on that series? They also had the idea of what the kids call shipping, and they tried to ship Donatello with April.
Yes, that I think it's cute that he has a crush on her, but I don't think they should be dating because in the original she's like Casey, and I feel like that it would really hurt people's feelings if it was Donnie and April.
Yeah, it not only hurt their feelings, but also
Make them mad.
make fans mad of the original stuff. When I watched the movies with you again for the first time, uh, with you, that'd be the first time you've seen them. Um, what did you notice? I mean, when I watch it, I noticed that April's more like a wacky fun aunt to the boys.
She's a lot more different than what she is in the series that I watch. Yeah, she's more of like an aunt, and she treats them like kids because like she's older than them. But then in the series that I like,
The
she acts
2012,
like
yeah.
them because she's a teen. But she also acts like she's better than them because she's a snooty 16-year-old, like any girl would be at a 16-year-old age.
Now, recently you watched the TMNT 2012 series and was explaining it to a comic book writer and one of my best friends, Andy Hardison. And what was the thing that you two discussed about April?
So, the April that I watch in the 2012 series, she has a lot of power. She has telekinesis, and there's a person in what's the show called?
X-Men.
X-Men.
Jean Grey.
And her name is Jean Grey, and she's exactly the same as April. And
Now, after Andy told you this, you went home and I showed you some clips. And what was the only word you could spit out of your mouth?
Jean! All I could scream was Jean. Every time I watch it, it's just Jean.
You know, I always thought it was kind of cool that she's this lady who doesn't need superpowers but can take care of herself. I think that's pretty cool.
Yeah, she's a news reporter. That's really cool.
Oh, yeah. Now, in the 2012 series, Casey Jones comes along. And who is he played by? Who's voiced
He's
by?
voiced by Josh Peck, which was also in Drake and Josh. So that's pretty cool for people who were around in the 90s and were watching Nickelodeon. So he's on the show and you can hear his voice.
That is very cool. I didn't get to meet Josh, but I did get to meet Drake at a Comic Con. And I drew a picture for him. He was a nice kid. I told him, I said, you know, my kids watch your show. And the people I was with said, can we get a picture? And he's like, no, I got to go. And I said, that's cool. Go, man, go. You got to go. So that was a good meeting. But I wish I'd got to meet Josh as well. That would have been fun. On the 2012 series, Shredder is more scary and more violent.
Yeah, he's a lot more violent.
Right. And he even becomes Super Shredder by the end of the series.
He looks very disturbing at the end of the series.
Oh, yeah.
Not like something that you would see in the comics. You would more likely see him bleeding already because he's already dead in like the first issue.
Well, yeah, that's the cool thing. In the original comics, you know, you have who was it? Leo killing Shredder in the very first story. And then he comes back later on when they're in the in that
Antique
junk
shop?
store,
Yeah.
antique store, junk store, whatever. They do that in one of the movies, don't they?
Yes, and it just gets worse in like the 2012 series because they kept it going even after he got killed because he was brought back with something
Magical powers.
Yes, magical powers, and not expecting it, but he looks disgusting. He looks like a zombie and very disturbing. He even lost his head, and that was really weird.
Now, speaking of Shredder, before we go any further with Shredder, on the 80s cartoon, I was disappointed. You know, like I said, I mean, it was good nostalgia, good fun. I was a little too old for it. But when I found out who did the voice of Shredder, I laughed my butt off. Guess who was?
Who was it?
Uncle Phil on Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
That's that's cool, you know? A little weird.
And when I found out who it was, I laughed so hard. I was like, I don't know, 17 years old. I know, laughed so hard. It was so funny to me. But all right, so now back to the 2012 series. Now, my favorite story arc on the show is the one with the monsters. And it was so well written. The monsters were done with respect and not goofy. And whoever did the voice of Dracula, he knows Dracula.
Perfection.
He knows Bela Lugosi. And I was really impressed with that story arc. And it seemed a little long, but it works. I mean, if you take any part of it out, it wouldn't work.
Yeah. I really liked it. I thought that it was like well written. It wasn't like messed up. Like some people, and nowadays they make the movies a little too gory and weird. And
You talking about the Turtles?
no, I'm talking about like the new movies and how like
Oh, the
make
horror
monsters.
films. Yeah.
So I enjoy that they had the classics there, and I really like how the Turtles, they were vampires. I really liked how Raph would turn his head around, and it was really scary, and he would laugh at like his brothers, and it's really funny, but also really creepy at the same time.
You know, the coolest thing about the 2012 series for me is it's fast moving.
Mhm.
It's never boring. Like I said, there are a couple things I don't like because I'm, old school stickler for the way things used to be back in the old country. I like, April being a reporter, but April with superpowers kind of got on my nerves. And the romance between the supposed romance or
Triangle.
shipping or whatever you want to call it with Donnie and April kind of threw me off as well. But the kids loved it. They ate it up. Now, after a while, they got rid of that, though.
Mm-mm. And now it's completely different.
On the 2012 series, how far in do they finally... They never do come out and say they're a couple.
Mm-mm.
The 2003 series, Casey and April get married. In
Yeah.
this series, they're just teenagers hanging out,
Yeah. There wasn't actually any sign of Donnie and April getting together or Donnie. I mean, Casey. No! April and Casey getting together. I wouldn't want to see two rivals getting together. That would not be nice.
No. They could team up and beat up April. No.
That wouldn't be good.
No.
Because they would probably kill her.
Well, no, she has the telekinesis.
No, she would probably kill them.
Telekinesis powers.
I think that there was a reference at the end to the building, like the Channel 5 building.
Yes.
And that made me kind of sus. And I was like,
You have to... Now, my audience is older, so you have to explain what sus is.
Sus means suspicious, and we just use that term because of a game called Among Us, and we think it's funny, so we just say sus all the time.
Okay, so like if someone gets into my cookies I have put away,
It's pretty sus.
it's pretty sus that Lily got them.
Well,
Lily!
maybe. It could be someone else.
Yes, yes. Now, you've collected some of the figures from the cartoon, from the 2012 series, and there's an animated movie that was actually made before the 2012 series that actually acts like
2012, and
what
it's amazing.
yeah, it's like everyone nicknamed it the next season of the 2012 series.
Everyone did. It's like the future, because we didn't actually get like a future reference in the last episode of the 2012 series. We got Bebop and Rocksteady, but not the others. So the 2000 series.
I love the ending with Bebop and Rocksteady.
Yeah.
Now the show is 9 years old by this point. The series is. Next year to be 10 years old, and I'm pretty sure if you haven't seen it, you're not going to. But I think you should see the 2012 series. It's fun.
It's good. It's good.
It's hard to find, but it's very fun.
Yes. You have to find them on like certain websites, because if you don't got Nickelodeon, it's a little hard to find.
Well, they don't even have the full thing.
You can go on Hulu, but you have to pay for it. But you can also get the series there.
I didn't know that.
Yes, it has it on there.
Now, we've discussed the first comics. Let's see, Mirage did it first, then First did the reprints. And then sometime in the early 90s, Archie Comics did some Turtle comics. And they also did an April comic book.
Yes. It just looks like a trace of The Little Mermaid. When you compare April and Ariel together, they look the same.
Identical.
Yeah, so it just makes it look like April's learned some ninja moves. Ariel's learned some ninja moves.
With Turtles, you had to get this stuff out fast.
Yes, because people were wanting them. Like,
yeah.
Kids, maybe adults, if you're weird, like my dad.
Quite you.
Yeah. And then also teens, because they're teens, and I feel like teens relate to them. Oh, especially Mikey, because he's really weird, like teens.
That's another thing that bothered me about the show, the 2012 show, is he rarely says cowabunga.
He says booyakasha instead of cowabunga.
Drives me crazy.
I'm actually used to booyakasha, so I don't even understand how the cowabunga thing bothers you. But I kind of do, because that's something that you grew up with. Oh
yeah, it's like when the brick thing yells, it's clobbering time in the Fantastic Four. What if it suddenly changed and it goes, it's
muffin time or something?
Muffin time. It's muffin time. Yeah. Now, who does the voice for Michelangelo on the 2012 series?
Greg Sipes. He's also the voice of Beast Boy from Teen Titans. So it's really funny when you compare them, because they sound exactly the same.
He's unknowns.
They's unknowns.
Now, who does the voice for Michelangelo?
You already asked me that.
I got you. Go ahead, talk about your favorite, Donatello.
So Donatello has the voice actor, Rob Paulsen, which is also the voice of Yakko. Who else, Dad?
Who else? He did voices on Earthworm Jim. He was the pup. Good gosh, it's not like a Frank Welker situation, but Rob Paulsen's been in a lot of cartoons, a lot of voice work. And if you hear his voice, you're going to know it. Good gosh, we sit there one night and named off a bunch of stuff, remember?
Yeah.
But anyway, and who does the other voices?
April is voiced by Mae Whitman. She's
Mayo Whitman.
Mae Whitman.
Oh, what? Mayo Whitman played.
Mae Whitman.
He played Grady on Sanford and Son.
She's
googly moogly.
I don't even know if she still does cartoon voices a lot, but
that's the main thing you know her for.
Yes, but she was also known as Tinkerbell. So she was part of my childhood the whole entire time, and I didn't even know it until I looked it up, and I was just like, hey,
that's pretty cool.
That's pretty good.
That's pretty good. Now, what about the other turtles? Who does Leo?
Leo's voice actor has changed a few times.
I know one of them was Seth Green at one point.
Mm-hmm. Seth Green, I can remember because he's on Family Guy and Robot Chicken a lot.
Well, he's also in Austin Powers, which you haven't seen
Yes, but I don't know.
yet. He plays Dr. Evil's son.
I don't know who the first voice actor was. I don't remember who he was.
That's okay. You'll remember it later when we're through taping.
Um,
And who is Raphael? Snappy guy.
I don't even. Starts with a S.
Snappy guy.
Scene. I don't remember.
John Cena.
And his name is John Cena!
Not John Cena. Scene. I can't remember the name. So, Dad, you can put it up on the screen, I guess.
Okay. Here it is on the screen. The name of the actors who play each of the turtles from the 2012 TMNT series.
Now available from vanskepleyart.com is high-quality illustrations on 11 by 14 cardstock mailed to your door for $10 each. But wait, there's more. For a limited time, you can order all 5 classic TV prints for $45 mailed to your door. It is the craziest deal ever seen on the internet. Maybe. Maybe not. Sounds crazy though, doesn't it? But it's true. Visit vanskepleyart.com's shopping section to get your orders in today.
All 11 by 14 prints are $10 each plus shipping and handling. The 5 prints offer is $45 plus shipping and handling. Continental U.S. orders only. Artwork is copyright Vans Kepler and cannot be reproduced without permission of the artist.
Make sure you get your orders in today at vanskepleyart.com. You'll be glad you did.
Now, recently we had a delightful surprise, and it was a bit of a heartbreak at the same time. We saw the trailer for the new TMNT video game. I didn't know it was a video game.
And he thought it was an animation, and then he cried because he realized it was a video game.
I did not cry. I wanted to.
Yeah.
They did the opening to the show with modern animation. It was smooth. It was fluid. It was awesome. Then it cuts away, and I'm just like, oh man. Then it goes, coming soon, video game. And I was like, oh.
And he was really upset about it.
Yeah, it's not good. No.
I'm sure it's a good video game. Ignore what he said.
What did you say about it? When you said the same thing.
I said the same thing. I said it was really good.
Did you cry a little?
No, I didn't cry because I don't even watch the 80s series because I think it's bad.
Bebop and Rocksteady.
I mean, that's not bad. That's really funny. But, like, the series, it's too funny. It's not serious until later on. And they make fun of it in the 2012 series, and I thought it was really funny on how they did that. But, of course, my dad, he got a little offended by that.
I wasn't offended. I was just like, they actually did know how to fight. There were fight scenes in the original cartoon, to be fair. And for some reason, they were just like, we don't know how to fight, dude.
Pizza all the time, dude.
Pizza for days, dude. It was just, it was kind of silly. Now, one of my favorite story arcs comes from the 2003 series, where they go to the crossroads of all the turtles or whatever it is, and they end up seeing a comic book, black and white comic version of the first Turtles.
And they basically start chasing after them because, yeah.
I absolutely lost it. I went fanboy on it. I was like, look, it's the real Turtles, man.
You started freaking out. You're just like, yeah. That's what you're like. You're basically that one Kermit meme where he's like freaking out. He's all like screaming and his hands are like flopping around.
Yeah, like the Muppet Show.
Yes, like Animal.
Yes. So we also saw the more recent turtle films. What did you think of the
Which one? The Superman? Not the Superman.
Superman?
There was
It
no
was
Superman. There was Batman versus the Turtles.
No, that was the animated one. That was good. That was excellent.
Which recent ones then?
I showed my friend Andy Hardison that cartoon. We watched it one night in his house, and it was kind of cool because, if you don't know the turtles, you could look at them and try to compare them. If you're older like us, you could compare them to like superheroes we already knew.
Or you could compare them to your boring high school teachers.
No, don't do that.
I do that.
Well, like Leonardo would be definitely a Captain America type or a Dick Grayson Nightwing type because he's very honorable. He's always, the lead. He knows what he's doing, or at least tries to. And when he fails, he blames himself for everything that goes wrong. So you got that. And Raphael or Ralph.
Raph, not Ralph.
He's your hothead. He's like your brick thing who's always down on himself, and he's ready to brawl anytime. Very New York. I love it. And who else do we have? Michelangelo is your wisecracking, goofy heroes. So I think of like your Spider-Man or, I can't think of the closest thing I can think of is like a Bugs Bunny type, but that's not gonna work for superhero. Definitely your Spider-Man type with the wisecrack, the goofiness and fun like that. And then for Donatello, I picture like I would think like your Ted Kord or your Reed Richards type, where they're very smart and they're very intellectual, and I think that's really cool. Reed's from the Fantastic Four, Mr. Fantastic.
Of course, April is Jean Grey. All the time, Jean Grey.
For the 2012 series is what we're talking about.
Now, Casey, I don't even know what he is. He's just crazy and insane.
We could do a whole episode about Casey Jones, because being in Tennessee, one of our heroes of Tennessee is Casey Jones.
It is, yeah.
Yeah, so, if you don't know about that and you live in Tennessee, something is wrong with you.
Fun
look
fact, it up. Actually, in the Casey Jones Museum, there's a Casey Jones figure.
I didn't know that.
Tmnt,
Now, that I didn't know. That's cool.
They put him there because he's supposed to be referencing Casey Jones. Now, in the 2012 series, they did have a train scene where he almost got smacked with the train. So that was also a reference.
Yep. The first appearance of Casey Jones was a Mirage comic, and it's pretty much a Raphael solo story, but it's the first appearance of Casey, and the two of them fight. Well, they do that in the movie.
All the time they do that.
Yeah, they have to fight. Them two have to fight when they meet. In the 2012 series, we got a little bit of that, but not as much, because mostly it was wrapped around the Donnie, Casey, April,
the love
triangle they was trying to put together, which
it didn't really
it
work
didn't
out.
stick. It didn't work as well.
Yeah.
Okay. Lastly,
it was funny because Raph was stronger than Casey. It was very funny.
Oh, definitely. But remember, they're super strong because being mutants,
Well, yeah.
But Casey fought anyway. He didn't give a crap.
He didn't give a crap.
He's just like a Goongala.
He didn't stop when he said stop.
Nope.
Nor in the movies, nor in anything.
No.
He doesn't stop when he gets told to stop. And that's a problem because he's absolutely stupid sometimes in the series.
And that's another thing that bothers me about
he's kind of dumb. Yeah.
The 80s cartoon, the late 80s, early 90s cartoon.
You don't stop. You don't do anything. He's insane.
They made him goofy and insane, talking like Clint Eastwood all the time. I'm gonna climb a roof, yeah.
And then he
it's just like, what?
His voice like this.
Everyone talks like this.
It kind of sounds like Chills, but with like a deeper voice, like he's gonna kill you or something.
It sounds like our cousin Leroy.
Yes. Yeah. Leroy, but deeper, and like he's going insane and is gonna kill someone.
Yep. But that's the only time they've done him that way, so I'm kind of glad of that.
Yeah.
But now
really weird.
We saw the last couple of movies they made of the Turtles, which weren't too bad. They weren't great, but they weren't too bad. The movies, the actual movies. Remember?
Which ones? The live action?
Yeah, no,
Oh,
the
yeah,
ones
the
made
ones-
out of clay. Of course, a lot.
The 2014 ones that you're talking about?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, those were
Clay.
those were okay. There actually is clay because Robot Chicken, but we don't talk
You
about
don't watch
that.
Robot Chicken.
We don't talk about that.
We don't talk about that.
Yeah, all I know is that yes, it was.
A recent discovery was over on Frog Leap Studios and here on YouTube, and he does a cover of the theme song of the Ninja Turtles, and it shreds. It is amazing. So if you get a chance to check that out and you're old school and like the old school metal, or if you're into new school, just rocking out and have, or what is it? What do you guys call it? Vibing? Check that out. It's good stuff.
As Michelangelo would say, that's shredding, dude.
Yeah. So we're gonna wind it up. TMNT. It's a load of fun. It's whatever level you want to get in at, either with the original comics, the IDW comics, the first collected comics, the Archie comics. If you want to get into the cartoons, you have the first series, the 2003 series, the movies, the current animation, which I still haven't gotten into yet, and then the 2012 series that somebody likes. Who is it again? Lily. Lily, and I say it loudly because there's an exclamation point in her name. Is on YouTube, and she has short, fun videos.
I'll put a slowed in reverb music.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna put a link for her channel down in the description below, and also for Frog Leap Studios TMNT cover. And I just want to say thank you so much for watching. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe. I have comics, magazines, and T-shirts. Links for those are down below. Look after one another. Take care. God bless, and have a great week.
I'm head out.